Okay, there we go. So, hello and welcome everybody to this short but hopefully informative presentation about scalp wellness, which I think is something which concerns a lot of people. And so I thought was rather appropriate, as we're just, my brand Salvex has just launched its new dry scalp shampoo. So I thought a little presentation about scalp wellness would be appropriate. So let's just make a start. Let's just dive in there. So here's the first question. What does scalp health really mean? You know, it's the cornerstone of not just the beauty of hair, but also our overall skin or dermatological well-being. And it's a barometer for various health conditions. It tells us about our stress and also hormonal imbalances. So let's look a little bit deeper. Here's an interesting word: the scalp's microbiome, which is our scalp is home to a complex ecosystem of microorganisms which protect and nourish our scalp and health. It's like the organisms in our bowel. Again, the same kind of thing. They are actually when it's in balance, they are our friendly bacteria which help us and help our digestion. But when it's out of balance, it causes problems. Disruption in this balance can lead to common issues like dryness and dandruff. So let's have a look at the microbiome in a little bit more detail. Let's move all this aside so I can read the, there we go. So the microbiome refers to the community of microorganisms on the skin surface, including the scalp. So what are the effects of antibiotics? So antibiotics are the sort of main problem to the microbiome, both in our gut and on our skin as well. Overuse of antibiotics disrupts the balance, leading to a decrease in beneficial bacteria and potential overgrowth of harmful pathogens. There's a risk of fungal infection, so it affects the balance of fungal communities and can cause issues like dandruff or seborrheic dermatitis. It contributes to antibiotic-resistant bacterial strains on the scalp, which can be challenging to treat. We know about the effect of MRSA, which is the bacteria which can invade our bodies and cause all kinds of problems, and it's very hard to treat them with other antibiotics because of overuse. Skin sensitivity and irritation, of course, can lead to skin sensitivity and irritation due to lack of protective bacteria. It affects the oil production, the sebum production, causing oily or dry scalp conditions. It affects the immune response of the scalp and generally affects the hair's health, leading to dandruff, hair loss, or just can make hair look just not very healthy. Let's have a look at this. So what are the causes of dry scalp and dandruff? Well, we've said a little bit about this already. So dry scalp comes from a lack of natural oils and can cause a flaking of skin. Dandruff is often due, it's not just about dryness, it's about it can be a fungal infection, excess oil and this yeast-like fungus. And both can be affected by weather and changes like stress and product buildup. Let's go on. So let's have a look at sensitive scalp conditions. Eczema, psoriasis, seborrheic dermatitis, as it says, it's not just cosmetic. They are systemic, often linked to immune responses. They require not just skin care, but a holistic approach for a sort of deep healing. Let's have a look at the ingredients so a lot of shampoos contain quite harsh chemicals that strip the scalp's natural oils. The things I'm thinking of are things like sodium lauryl sulfate, sodium laureth sulfate. Sodium laureth sulfate is actually a slightly gentler cleanser than sodium lauryl sulfate, but it's still synthetic and a little bit harsh. And then there's ammonium lauryl sulfate and ammonium laureth sulfate, which are very similar ingredients. They're sort of chemicals that are quite harsh. They're actually used, for example, to degrease engines, if that gives you a clue as to sort of how harsh they are. So you know, we in Salvex, we obviously don't use such ingredients. We use only plant origin ingredients. Let's have a look at what we do use in the new dry scalp shampoo. So cocamide propyl betaine is derived from coconut oil. It's quite a mild cleansing agent. Sorbitan sesquicaprilate is also from, when you say capril, it means it's coconut based. So it's it helps emulsify and stabilize the shampoo. Sodium lauryl, just let somebody in. Sodium lauryl sarcosinate is a surfactant. Surfactant just means a cleanser. It's what actually sort of makes grease, turns grease into a sort of emulsion, so you can wash it out easily. So aids in cleansing. Glyceryl laurate. Again, this is if you can mute yourself.
Sorry. Yeah.
No, that'd be great. So glyceryl laurate is also from glycerin and coconut. It's a conditioning agent, adds moisture to the scalp. Now let's look at these nice herbal extracts. So we've got Salix alba, willow bark extract. It's actually can be used. It's actually a sort of antifungal. It can be used for dandruff, for example. It has a sort of exfoliating effect as well, but it's very gentle. We only put a very small amount of that in. Panthenol is lovely. It's a vitamin B5 that is very good for all kinds of skin. When you put it in our skin creams as well, it's very, very good for stressed out skin, stressed out scalps, and generally it's quite healing. It's quite good actually for healing cuts as well, and grazes and where the skin is broken. Of course, lavender, everyone knows lavender. It's very soothing, very, very gentle. Some people are a little bit sensitive to lavender. In the Salvex products, though, because we have put quite a lot of different ingredients and only a small amount of each, then it means that if anyone is sensitive to one particular ingredient, all the other ingredients calm it down. And we get very, very few sensitive reactions. So we very, very few at all, if at all. We just, you know, once in a while somebody is very sensitive, but apart from that, we get very, very little problem. Now people sometimes get bothered about the alcohol. We have to list the alcohol because that's the law, but in fact we don't add alcohol. The alcohol is just present as part of the herbal extract. So it's in very, very small amounts and doesn't really, you know, it won't dry out the skin. It's in too small amounts. And I say we don't actually add that. It's just they have to use it to make a herbal extract. Leptospermum petersonii is a nice long name, actually translates into lemon tea tree oil. And for those of you that know tea tree oil, lemon tea tree, I think is, so I think some people like tea tree oil. It's, you know, some people don't like it. You know, it can be, it's quite bracing aroma, tea tree, but I actually prefer lemon tea tree, which is along the lines of lemongrass, for example. It's a much more, I feel it's a much more friendly aroma, sort of citrusy aroma. And it's very antimicrobial, so it's very antifungal, very antibacterial as well, so it's great for the scalp. Aloe barbadensis, which actually is aloe vera. So it's the same. It's actually the aloe barbadensis is actually the Latin name for aloe vera. So obviously very well known. It's hydrating. It's very, very soothing and calming. Citrus nobilis is mandarin, and that's an essential oil. That's for its scent. It does have a sort of calming effect on the skin. It's very, very benign. It doesn't disturb. Some essential oils can be quite pokey on the skin, but mandarin is not one of them. It's very, very gentle. Arctium lapra is a lovely burdock root extract. If you know burdock from the little burrs you get that stick to your jumpers, and it's really good. It's it's an interesting homeopathic remedy, which is used for some kind of skin conditions and tonsillitis and immune problems. But it helps condition and nourish the scalp. Wheat protein is great for the hair, particularly. So we want to look after the scalp and the hair in this formula. Tababua is a very interesting, nice. It's Pore Darko. You may have heard of it. It's also, it says anti-inflammatory, but it's also antifungal. So again, good for dandruff. Urea is an additive that, but it's a moisturizer. It is a natural. I'm not sure where it comes from though, but it is a natural ingredient, and it moisturizes the scalp particularly. Anthemis nobilis, Roman chamomile, beautiful, soothes and calming, and adds to the aroma. This very nice and gentle, soothing aroma. Geranium flower, geranium oil is also very, very nice for the aroma, particularly. And it sort of adds. I always think geranium smells a little bit like rose. Rose is very, very expensive. If we put rose in, then we would price ourselves out of the market. But geranium is a little bit more modestly priced, but it is a beautiful aroma. It's a very smooth, gentle, kind of sweet, very sweet aroma. Then you've got petitgrain. Petitgrain is a really interesting essential oil. It's actually produced from the wood of the lemon tree, or the the orange tree. Sorry, the orange tree is produced from the bark. So it's not the flower. Neroli, which you may have heard of, is from the flower of the orange tree. And petitgrain and neroli is very, very expensive. Again, I think it's even more expensive than rose now. So it would be, we used to use it actually, but it just became so expensive. It was just crazy. And it just wouldn't have made any sense. But petitgrain actually smells very, very similar. And I in a way even prefer it to neroli. Neroli has quite a very floral aroma, very sweet floral aroma, but petitgrain has a kind of woody aspect. So it's orangey and woody, and it's kind of really, really nice. It's very, very refreshing. Biotin is added ingredient we put in, and pantoalactone as well. We put these are natural extracts, and they also improve hair quality and scalp quality. So those are the main ingredients in our dry scalp shampoo. Let's have a look. So this is about scalp care. Let's see what we can do to help our scalp care. It's not just about the products we use, it's a comprehensive approach. And so diet is one thing that is very, very important. You probably know this already, but you need foods that contain vitamins, minerals, and especially omega-3 fatty acids. They're really nice. So from oily fish, for example, and also zinc and biotin and antioxidants. These are all so fresh fruit, for example, fish, oily fish are very good, and sort of leafy green vegetables, all very good for skin and scalp health. Proper hydration, drinking adequate amount of water every day. They say sort of 2 liters a day. But you can take it in the form of tea, for example. It doesn't have to be just water, or fruit juice, for example. Gentle hair care practices, so avoiding excessive heat styling, very tight hairstyles, harsh. There's a lot of very chemical-rich products on the market. I know that particularly women sort of, to get good hair, they will often do anything to, even more than skincare. There's sort of an acceptance that you have to kind of use chemicals in hair care products, but it's best if you can avoid that, or at least make sure you're then using natural products to moisturize hair as well, and the scalp, after you use these other products. We'll say that select hair care products that are free from harsh chemicals. Regular scalp massages. Massaging the scalp increases blood circulation, can help distribute natural oils, promote scalp health. So that's nice to incorporate that. If you go for a massage, try and get your masseur or masseuse to also massage the scalp as well. Avoid excessive sun exposure. Sun exposure is great, so don't hide yourself away, but do protect your scalp from harmful rays by wearing a hat or using a sunscreen. Let's have a look at this. So scalp conditions. Dry scalp, what can we do? So you obviously use the Salvex dry scalp shampoo, which you'll find very, very beneficial for your scalp and your hair to replenish lost oils. Avoid too hot water. Don't use scalding water, but more lukewarm showers to prevent further drying. And we've said that consider scalp massages with nourishing oils to improve circulation. Dandruff, again, dry Salvex can help mild dandruff, but you may need, if it's really severe dandruff, you may need to use an anti-dandruff shampoo, which contains these kind of ingredients like selenium sulfide or pyrithione zinc. Maintain good scalp hygiene and avoid excessive scratching. Manage stress, it can exacerbate dandruff. Gentle fragrance-free products can help soothe irritated skin. Well, they don't have to be fragrance-free. They can have essential oils in them, which can be soothing. Salvex Rescue Cream could be used at bedtime on patches of eczema. You could actually use the Salvex Rescue Cream on, if you have sort of pronounced patches of eczema or psoriasis on your scalp, you could actually use that. It'll be very beneficial. It's very, very good. And then you wash it out in the morning with the dry scalp shampoo. Avoiding harsh weather conditions and allergens, obviously. Let's move on. I think we've actually covered this, actually, a lot of this already. Balanced scalp, we talked about the balanced scalp microbiome. For those of you that came in late, the microbiome is the community of microorganisms on the scalp or the skin. And it is necessary. You need those. It's the same as in the gut. You need those bacteria and certain fungi to maintain scalp health. Hydration. I think we've sort of gone there. Just repeating myself here, really. Stress and hormonal imbalances. Yeah, this is quite interesting. Hormonal imbalances can have a profound effect on both scalp and hair. So around, if there are problems with the menstrual cycle, or sometimes during pregnancy or during menopause, sometimes this can affect both the scalp and also the changes in the growth patterns of hair as well. So these are more information about hormonal changes. So androgens, including testosterone, influence hair growth on the scalp, and imbalances in the androgens can lead to conditions like alopecia. So there are certain shampoos that contain anti-androgen ingredients, which can help hair loss. In fact, I had a brand before Salvex called Swell. If you have a pronounced hair loss, this is a real problem, you might want to explore their swell.co.uk. You may want to explore their products as well, which focuses mainly on hair loss. We're mainly focused on scalp health, and as well as cleansing, but scalp health more than hair loss. Pregnancy, hormonal fluctuations, menopause, we've just said this before. Decreased estrogen levels affects the scalp health. Dryness, thinning, yeah. Thyroid hormone imbalances can also very, very important. Thyroid is in scalp and hair health, and particularly it can cause with either overactive or underactive thyroid, you can have hair loss, dryness, and brittleness. And chronic stress is also something to be avoided if you can. Difficult sometimes in this world we live in, but yes, seeking a balance in your stress levels can help you to keep a sort of healthy scalp and hair. So it's a holistic approach we need to take. It's not just about slapping on something on your skin, but taking a sort of holistic approach. Make sure you're breathing, your hydration, that you keep centered during the day, that you don't try not to get into difficult arguments and screaming matches at home and that sort of thing with the kids. Not good for your scalp or hair health. And hair loss, we can talk a little bit about this. What kinds of hair loss are there? So there's alopecia areata. That's an autoimmune condition which causes hair loss in patches. Then there's androgenetic alopecia. That's a hereditary condition, and that normally is about more like gradual thinning. And then telogen effluvium that's hair shedding that's sort of due to temporary conditions like stress, illness, or dietary changes. So getting yourself treated homeopathically is a good way as well to maintain your body's general health, which then feeds through to the to scalps and hair. And okay, so this is just a little bit about how to use a shampoo properly. Some people, when they're using a shampoo, they sort of they get it wrong and they focus on washing the hair, but it's much better actually to focus on the scalp. So start by wetting your hair and scalp thoroughly with lukewarm water. You then apply a little bit of Salvex shampoo into your palm and then gently massage it into your scalp, the wet scalp, using your fingertips. So you're not really focusing on the hair itself, but the scalp. And when you wash the suds out, they will automatically cleanse the hair, but you won't over dry the hair. And that's the main takeaway from this. So focus on scalp massage, and that's the main thing. And relax and enjoy not just lavender, but all the other scents as well. There's no need for harsh scrubbing. Keep it gentle. Rinse your hair and scalp thoroughly with lukewarm water. And you know, if you need to, I mean, that should be enough. The one thing to say about the Salvex shampoo is that it doesn't have synthetic ingredients that boost the foam. The foam doesn't really mean that. Foam is just a visual thing. It doesn't mean that it's cleansing more than if it doesn't have the foam. So it actually makes the Salvex shampoo makes a kind of creamy, more of a creamy emulsion, but it does clean nevertheless. You don't really need the foam to make it cleanse. In fact, sometimes that can just the foaming agents can over dry your hair and scalp anyway. And just as a little gift for everybody that turned up today, and also I'll send this to everybody that couldn't make it today. We're offering 50% discount on your first bottle of Salvex Dry Salvex Dry Scalp Shampoo using this code below, Roots50. If you just use that at our salvexskin.com website, you'll automatically be given 50% discount, which is a big discount. And I hope you'll then like it so much that you'll come back and keep buying it. I think you will enjoy it. It's got a great spa aroma, and you just know that you're being good to your scalp and your skin. So I hope you'll take advantage of that. And that's about it. Are there any questions while we're here? Questions or comments? Feel free to unmute yourself.
Hi. So this one of my daughter have eczema, so definitely this one I would like to try, and I will try on her scarf. But I was thinking, yeah. The other thing I was thinking, like my other daughter, she got like greasy hair and oily hair. So will this be good for her as well? Because I know like they are oily skin, she got oily.
This is both your two dogs, is it, you're talking about?
Yes.
Yeah.
So for one, I know it's good. Yeah.
Yeah, if it's greasy, I mean, it will cleanse really well, but it won't over dry. It won't over dry it, and it'll be nourishing to the skin as well. So it'll be, I mean, a lucky dog, is what I say. It's got a nice mummy. Yeah. So no, lucky dog. So yeah, no, absolutely. It'd be very nice for all kinds of animals. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
But nice for humans too. You should use it yourself.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Anyone else? Okay. All right. Good. Well, thanks for joining me today, and I wish you very well with your scalp and your skin, and yeah, hopefully you'll give it a try. And I will send you a video of this, so you've got this as a reference, and see you another time. Thanks very much. Bye for now.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.